kwa shows bab kubwa, ngoma kali, movies, documentaries, series, talk shows na vipindi vya kuchangamsha, kuelimisha na kufahamisha. Ni hapa tu Maisha Television.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
Unachukua the best, unatazama na unaipenda. Kwa masuala ya afya, habari kemkem, ukulima, biashara, vipindi vya watoto, hapa ni moto. Maisha TV.
If you're a business person, a trader, or anyone who wants to sell something for money, you have to advertise your products and services. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us. We have daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Seriously, if you want to make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now, 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
You're right on time for Maisha Prime News. My name is Rida Chebet Kerim. Welcome. And following the recent hike in fuel prices as announced by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, Kenyans have decried high economic times. The boda and matatu operators say that commuters are now hesitant to board public transport, citing the hike in fares. They are now calling on the government to come up with measures that will reduce the fuel prices and caution them from the effects of COVID-19. Anthony Osundo brings us the full details on this.
Fuel prices have risen to the highest level in the Kenyan history after the state discontinued a subsidy scheme that was introduced in April to ease the public outrage over the high cost of living.
Mafuta kupanda, unajua mafuta ni backbone ya uchumi ya nchi. Unaona, inatuumiza. ambapo mafuta ile mwanzo ulikuwa unanunua mafuta 90. Saizi imeshuti hadi 100 na ngapi. Unajua mafuta vile ishapanda hivi. Hata maneno mengine chakula pia itapanda, transport itakuweko. Alafu kama kuna jamaa wetu na mabrade huko wanakimbiza ndudi. Sasa hii pikipiki hata akinunua 130 mafuta 140 atapatamo nini?
The energy regulator, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority EPRA, removed subsidies of shillings 7.10 on petrol, 9.90 on diesel and 11.36 on kerosene that applied in the prices of fuel sold in the month of September 14th.
Nilikuwa na mwaga kwa hii pikipiki mafuta kama 300 na naenda na siku 2. Lakini saa hii siku tu moja. Hata mafuta ingerudi 80 bob ingekuwa vizuri. Lakini saa hii imeenda paka 137 per liter.
These are strongly hit the matatu sector as they complain over the fuel price increment.
Sijui mbona Kenya hapa ndio mafuta huwa inapanda. Mimi nikitembea country zingine kama nikifika Busia huko, Uganda huko mafuta ipandingi. Mbona tu Kenya hapa ndio mafuta yanabadilikanga tu. Ukienda Tanzania huko na hii mafuta yote yanatokea kwa hii port yetu ya Mombasa hapa. Na ikitembea paka huko. Mbona wale yao iko tu hivyo, sisi hapa kwetu tunaumia bwana. Hii mafuta yenyewe kweli igawe tuangalie.
To be a source of comfortable loss as they haven't risen any fare, pleading with the government to check on the matter and come up with a permanent solution.
Bei mafuta imepanda sana kwa watu wa pikipiki, pia ona tuaumia, magari pia, lakini ona kwa abiria ukimwambia ona bei imepanda mafuta ela pia ona usafiri pia ona akaongeza ona pale aoni anaona kama ona wewe ile hela ambao unamwambia ona kakupe, anaona kama ile hela ni nyingi sana. Juu mimi mwenyewe najua mafuta imepanda, lakini yeye hawezi fanya nini? Hawezi jua kama mafuta imepanda. Lakini ona sisi wenyewe ambao tuendesha pikipiki ndio tunajua changamoto ambao unatupitia sisi.
Ukiona mtu anaweza kuambia ati nipeleke upande kama Kandui, mtu atakwambia Kandui niko na 30. Sasa ile uko na 30, mtu ukienda kwa mafuta anakuambia mafuta 30 hakuna, unless ukunya ya 100 kwenda mbele. Ile mafuta hakuna mahali inatupeleka. Sasa sisi kama wananchi tunapata shida sana, aswa sisi wanapota. Ningependa serikali nalia tu iangalia hapo upande wa mafuta.
The wave might also affect day-to-day passengers, their worry being the situation might lead to fare increment very soon.
Hii kupandishwa kwa bei ya mafuta kumetuadhiri sana, haswa watu tunaosafiri hapa na pale kwa ajili ya uchumi wetu wa nchi yetu, na kwa hivyo kuna vitu ambazo zimeaffect much wale watu wanaosafiri na kufanya biashara. So endali kupandishwa kwa fuel imeadhiri every sector of the economy.
Maana yeye anatarajia bei ile ambayo ulikuwa unambeba nayo iwe sawa tu, na ukibadilisha hapo inaleta changamoto kidogo upande wetu.
The impact of fuel price increment being based on negativity, now the matatu drivers and bodaboda riders are now calling to the national government to check on the issue, come up with a permanent solution that will last forever. For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Anthony Osundwa.
And Orange Democratic Movement Party leader Raila Odinga has outlined key areas his administration will focus on if he wins the presidency come 2022. Raila, who was speaking in Gecha in Kiambu County, said that he will address healthcare provision, job creation, as well as access to education at the same time. The former Prime Minister shredded the wheelbarrow and hustler narrative currently being advanced by Deputy President William Ruto. Bushebi Juni with full report on this.
Orange Democratic Movement ODM leader Raila Odinga has outlined key areas his administration will focus on if he wins the presidency.
Muko tayari? George ananiambia mimi hapa Ngesha shida ni kwanza mambo ya usalama. Wanataka station ya polisi. Pili ameniambia mimi mambo ya soko. na gavana tayari amesema itatimizwa. Mimi nitakuja kuangalia kama inatengenezwa. Sawa sawa. Sasa
Raila was speaking in Gecha, Kiambu County on Wednesday, said he would address healthcare provision, job creation, as well as access to education.
Juzi mimi nilitoa azimio ya umoja. Azimio ya umoja, Unity Declaration. Wakenya waukawe kama watu moja, uwe ni Mkikuyu, uwe ni Mkamba, uwe ni Mluhya, Mjaluo, Mkale, wewe ni Mkenya. Sasa unaweza kuishi kila mahali Kenya hii. Mtu asikutishe wewe. Hata kama wewe hujanipigia mimi kura, tunachoma nyumba yako. Ataweza kuja kuua wewe. Hapana. Wewe ni Mkenya, unaweza kuishi Mandera, unaweza kuishi huko Lamu, unaweza kuishi Kisumu, unaweza kuishi Eldoret, unaweza kuishi kila mahali. Sawa sawa? Sawa? Hiyo ni muhimu zaidi. Pili, watoto wetu wote waweze kupata elimu. Awe mtoto wa maskini au tajiri, awe na fursa ya kupata elimu ya kutosha ambayo haitegemei pesa.
At the same time, the former Prime Minister shredded the wheelbarrow and hustler narrative currently being advanced by Deputy President William Ruto and his team.
Sawa. Vijana wetu wakishasoma wapate kazi na kazi wa maana. Kazi wa maana. Sio kazi ya kusukuma wheelbarrow. Sawa sawa? Sawa sawa? Wewe kama umesoma unaweza kufanya kazi ili ya high tech, fanya kazi ya ufundi, kazi ya mechanic, kazi ya seremala na kadhalika. Haya yote inawezekana. Angalieni, ndani ya miaka 30 nchi ya Uchina imetoa watu milioni 300 kutoka hali ya ufukara ikawapeleka kwa hali ya utajiri. Kenya hii tunaweza kutoa watu milioni 20 waende kwa upande hali ya utajiri. Sawa sawa? Inawezekana? Inawezekana? Na sio kama unaambiwa ati kazi ni kazi. Hata kazi ya chura ni kazi. Hapana. Tunataka Wakenya wafanye kazi ya maana. Vijana wetu wanaweza. Si mnaweza? Si mnaweza? Mko tayari?
Touching the Building Bridges initiative, the ODM leader maintained that the journey to a better Kenya through constitutional amendments was still on course. He added that although the Court of Appeal dismissed the initiative, some of the proposals could be achieved through other alternatives.
Nyinyi nyote mliunga mkono sana. Wakati tulikuwa tunasanga mambo ya rege, tulileta BBI. Sababu ya kuleta BBI haikuwa kwa sababu ya Raila au ya Uhuru, lakini tulileta kutatua shida zingine ambazo tuligundua. Kwa mfano, tuligundua kwa wakati huu hakuna haki au usawa kwa ugavi ya rasilimali. Kuna kaunti zingine kuna watu 800,000 wanapata shilingi bilioni 12.
The 7-judge bench found the BBI process unconstitutional, agreeing with the similar decision of the High Court delivered on Friday, May 21st.
Waanzilishi wa taifa letu walisema wanataka Kenya ambayo iko na haki. Ndio sababu kwa mjumbe wa taifa tunasema Mungu bariki nchi yetu ya Kenya. Haki iwe ngao na mlinzi. Tukae kwa ndugu, amani na uhuru. Raha tupate na ustawi.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambushabi Junior.
Uchumi bora. Uchumi bora. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Counties have been urged to scale up the undetectable equals untransmissible campaign as a way of reducing new HIV and AIDS infection and achieve the 95-95-95 target said by UNAIDS to end HIV and AIDS infection. According to the Health Ministry, about 92% of HIV infections in the country are sexually transmitted. Therefore, reducing a person's viral load is key. Shayna Moga compiled a comprehensive report on this.
1.4 million adults and over 106,000 children are living with HIV and AIDS in the country, according to data from the Ministry of Health. From the data, 42% of adults' new infections occur among the youth, a big concern for the ministry.
The first really stride was to ensure that everyone who is a person living with HIV has been identified is put on treatment. And as you know, right now we have almost over 3,000 ART facilities across the country that ensures that anyone who has been identified is put on treatment. We have also made very good progress in terms of ensuring that the people who are on treatment actually access some of the best ART regimens.
Despite the milestones made in the fight against HIV and AIDS, new infections remain a big hurdle, even as the country has achieved 83% of people who know their status, 83% of those on treatment, and 78% virally suppressed the ambitious target to eliminate HIV and AIDS by 2030. Now the Health Ministry is urging all the counties to scale up undetectable equals to untransmissible, better known as U equals to U campaign.
That's meaning that for a client who is HIV positive and they are not very suppressed and they are with sexual encounters, then they can be able to transmit the virus to their partners. So thus it is important for them to be virally suppressed.
If you actually take your medications as advised by your health facility, the healthcare worker, and you have a durable virus suppression, then now you can actually be able to protect your partners, and therefore this will help us as a country to ensure that we are also able to reduce the number of new infections in addition to the other prevention combination strategies that we are using.
However, stigma still remains a challenge, especially among the youth, resulting to them shying away from getting treatment and adhering to medication.
We also have this transition where we have the children transitioning to young adults. This is a very critical area. I realize that if disclosure is not made in good time, then we can interfere with the adherence part of it, because when someone is a youth, can decide not to take the drugs. So that's a critical area that we need to check, because it's a reality.
Despite the efficacy of adherence to medication to reduce transmission, additional measures need to be put in place, especially among key populations.
In addition to the mother taking the ARVs and being virally suppressed, we'll still ensure that the child has an additional protection by ensuring that the child actually is on the nevirapine syrup, which they take until the end of the breastfeeding period. So this campaign, really the data is there to show that sexual transmission, if you are virally suppressed and undetectable, then you do not transmit the virus. But for the other modes of transmission, we are putting in additional measures to ensure that people are protected and there are no cases of transmission.
Because it works on two fronts. It works for the well-being of the client, but also work for the public health goal of ending AIDS by the year of 2030.
2,621 adolescents and young people died of AIDS in Kenya in 2020, with the ministry emphasizing on the need to pay special attention to the sexual risks and vulnerabilities experienced among the young people. For Maisha Prime News, I'm Mogashane.
And Western Regional Police boss Perez Kimani has denied claims of mounting roadblocks in the region with an intent of exhorting the public. There has been a public uproar that police have mounted many roadblocks at the borders, hereby hindering movement.
Within our region, we don't have roadblocks at the moment. Within that road, we don't have roadblocks laid within our area. Roadblocks are normally laid within our area on permission, on request from the sub-county police commanders. A written letter must come to this region with reasons, the objectives of a roadblock. And once our objective is met, we withdraw the roadblocks.
Of late, we have not had any roadblock within our area. Leave alone within Kakamega, within the whole region. We have not raid roadblocks. The only roadblocks we raid sometimes back, it is on COVID-19 roadblocks where we had a MAT agency roadblocks. On traffic checks, we have no static traffic checks within our region, but we have mobile traffic checks. And we have officers who normally control traffic within the town centers. We have given firm instructions to our officers that we do not have to lay roadblocks. We do not have to have static traffic checks within our area. These are instructions which we have given firmly, and these are directions also which we have received from our headquarters. Therefore, that information should be treated as a false allegation.
Now let's move to Nyanza region. A contractor that was spearheading the construction of Siaya law courts in Siaya County has been accused of allegedly siphoning 3 million shillings and is now expected to refund the monies or face the full force of the law. The money was to be used for purchasing water during the construction phase. However, it was established that the contractor used already available water from the court's main supply.
Some 3.2 million that the contractor was to have used for purchase of water during construction, but instead the contractor used water that was already pre-connected to the station, and we have directed that that money must be refunded, and the head office has undertaken to do that. There was an issue of some payments of some certificates amounting to 16 million, which had been paid before the work was done. But we've since established that subsequent to the issue being raised by the Auditor General, that was settled during the penultimate certificate that was issued. We are quite happy with the workmanship here. We are happy with the contractor. We are happy that it is evident that there was prudent use of public resources in terms of the Siaya local.
A section of church leaders has commended the government's effort to bring back normalcy in troubled Olmoran area in Laikipia County. The comments coming after the government dispatched more security personnel to the area after weeks of heightened tension and anxiety that has left at least 8 people dead, scores injured, houses torched, and hundreds of livestock stolen.
Indeed, this is what we need mostly, that the intervention is effective and people are granted their right to conduct their activities, to go back to their farms, to go on with their daily activities and lives without worrying about staying at their own.
Quite a number of people are still allowed, although a few have gone back to their homes. So we thank the government for the intervention, and we hope that sooner than later those who are still displaced will find their way back to their homes. Of course, they need a lot of reassurance because they have gone through trauma, and therefore it will not be kind to push them to go.
Askari wa usalama wako wengi dunia hii. Wako wengi sana askari wa usalama. Asante sana. Na mkiwaona wakipita wakifanya patrol, kazi yao ni kulinda sisi yote.
Former Sports Cabinet Secretary Hassan Wario and former National Olympic Committee of Kenya Stephen Soi have been convicted of corruption and abuse of office over the Rio 2016 Olympic Games financial scandal. The court, while convicting Wario, said that indeed he took advantage of his office and had 3 other persons traveled to be included in the Team Kenya and have allowances issued to them.
The court finds that indeed there was wastage of money, people included, and that the budget for the games need to be tailored. So the court finds the first accused guilty on counts 2, 3, and 4. He is acquitted in count number 1.
The World Health Organization categorized the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, commonly known as COVID-19, as a pandemic, and our government has announced bold measures to contain the spread of the virus in Kenya. But these measures have affected small businesses in one way or another. Our reporter Antonio Sundwa prepared a feature on impact of COVID-19 to businesses. Let's have a look.
It has now been proven that the COVID-19 pandemic has ravaged the Kenyan economy, as many businesses have deteriorated due to the protocols imposed by the Ministry of Health to curb the spread of the virus.
To the public and leaders to continue to observe the measures that have been advocated as critical COVID-19 prevention measures.
We met James, an electronic dealer at the Bungoma town in Bungoma County.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Jemo. Hii biashara ya electronics so far niko na kama miaka 9 hivi. Miaka 9 tu kwa hii biashara ya electronics, na ndio huwa inanifanya kuendelea kila siku. Biashara ya hii yenyewe, kuna mtu alinianzishia hizi biashara na nikaona ya kwamba nilipojaribu biashara zingine zilifail, lakini nilipojaribu hii nikaona napata kidogo kidogo, nikaendelea juu kwa juu mpaka sasa naona ukiangalia taduka at least nimejaribu kuijaza maana inalipa. Alafu hizi biashara unajua wakati mwingine ni za kila siku. Tochi ikiharibika ama ikiisha unanunua nyingine. Kwa hivyo ni biashara ambazo ni za kila siku. Unahitaji vitu kwa maisha yetu ya kila siku. Buda mimi nianzisha na biashara ya ukulima. My friend, mvua siku hiyo ikunyesha na nilikuwa nimepanda vitunguu. Sasa unakuta vitunguu zangu zote, alafu nikajipa moyo tena, nikasema niwacha nipande mboga kukanyesha mvua kubwa sana excess. Sasa tena ikakuwa ni hasara nyingine. Nikajaribu biashara nyingine za kwenda soko huko nje, lakini unakuta zina fail zote. Mimi nikasema hapana, wacha nijaribu hii electronics, na nikaona nikilinganisha na zile zingine, mimi nikaona mambo iko sawa kwa hii, na mimi nashikilia tu kwa hii kabisa.
James says life has had a turnaround since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The behavior of customers, the restrictions given by the Ministry of Health such as lockdowns, curfews and social distancing have limited the time that was originally there between the customers and the sellers.
Kabla ya COVID-19, biashara yangu ilikuwa ina run vizuri. Biashara yangu ilikuwa at least unapata hata pesa kwa haraka. Lakini after COVID-19, my friend, hata kwenye tulikuwa tunatoa mali zetu kukafungwa, maana at least ule mwanzo wa COVID ulileta shida sana. Kwa hivyo biashara ikarudi chini sana. Lakini at least sasa naona ina come up. Hata wale wenye kutuuzia at least nao wanapata mizigo, na unakuta at least hata sisi tunazipata, tunapea wateja chenye wanataka. Kwa hivyo COVID ilituharibia sana, lakini ilikuwa ni kote, kwa hivyo haungelalamika sana. Lakini sasa at least tunajipa moyo na tunasonga mbele. Kwa sababu zimeni affect, kwa sababu wakati mwingine nilikuwa naruhusu customer wanaingia ndani wanajichagulia mali wao wenyewe. Lakini sasa hivi hata ukiangalia kwa varanda yangu nimeandika at least kuwe na ile distance 1 meters mwingine. Hata unakuta wengine wanaangalia duka next, wanaenda hiyo next yenye haina mteja. Lakini at least hapa venye COVID tunaendelea tukijipanga, na najua ya kwamba serikali itatupea madawa, chanjo, tutajitunga na tutakuwa free. Kila mtu atakuwa na fursa ya kuingia kama supermarket, na tunakuwa sawa, tunauza kuuza.
He also says the county government should come up with a proper way of handling the issue of licensing to give them a humble time as they go on with their work. In addition to that, he also urges the national government to at least loosen some of the restrictions such as curfews to help them work 24/7 as they prevent themselves from contracting the COVID-19 virus through masking and social distancing.
Hapo tungeomba tu kweli serikali iangalie sana, hasa serikali ya county. maana at least watupunguzie kidogo, kwa sababu wenyewe license yao ilikuwa juu na tulikuwa tunakataa, hatukuwa tunalalamika wakati COVID ilikuwa. Lakini sasa kwa sababu COVID imeattack kila pahali, at least tungeomba at least watupunguzie kidogo license, bei ya license, na hapo tutashukuru. At least tupige jeki pia wao, watupe uhuru sisi wenyewe, ule uhuru wetu sisi wenyewe. Kama ni kuvaa mask tuvae bila kufuatiliwa sana, na tukue watifu kwao, na hiyo 1 meter social distance at least pia tujaribu vile tutaipunguza, na pia hii lockdown iondolewe, ndio at least tufanye kazi the whole 24 hours 24/7. At least hapo itatusaidia, ndio nikijipanga kwenda hata kama ni Nairobi kuchukua mzigo, naweza tumia the whole night nikienda kuleta mzigo na nakuwa kwa kazi the following morning. At least
James advises his business partners to work hard, be on the forefront, and always set a good example by following the restrictions given by the Ministry of Health to curb the spread of the COVID-19.
Kwanza ni kuambia kwa wakuwa wapole na watii hizi sheria za serikali. Najua nayo serikali itatufungulia mipaka zote, na pia tuongee na customers vizuri, at least nao waone ya kwamba hatujawaachilia pia wao.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Anthony Osundwa.
Thank you so much, Osundwa, for that report. And with that, we've come to the end of Maisha Prime News. My name is Rida Shibet Karing, and after this, I'll be coming back with Maisha Prime Women Talk. Make sure you don't miss out, because we'll be talking about real issues that affect our relationships, our marriages, and issues concerning women. Make sure you don't miss out.
If you're a business person, a trader, or anyone who wants to sell something for money, you have to advertise your products and services. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us. We have daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Seriously, if you want to make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now, 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Women Crush Wednesday, that is WCW. It is Wednesday and it's all about women in leadership, women's empowerment and anything to do with women. I'm your host Rida Tibet Karing and this is Maisha Prime Women Talk where real women engage. Now I'm joined by Irene Mbobushebi, who is my resident guest, and she helps me tackle some of the issues that deals with women, families and relationships. Karibu sana Irene.
Thank you.
Yeah, and last week we were talking about being authentic, that is being real in our social life and our spiritual life and in all aspects of our life. And before, when we finished with the family issues in marriages, being real in marriages, and due to public demand, I like us to continue with where we left last week, and that is about being real in our marriages. Now, we know that communication is the key to a successful marriage or relationships. And most of the time we'll see that maybe someone is not satisfied with the way communication is with their partners, maybe with their spouses, and they just pretend maybe like everything is okay, but it's not okay. Maybe they want something deeper than that.
Yeah.
How can you advise someone like that?
Okay, I know as you've put it, like communication is the key to a successful relationship, whether marriage or whatever kind of relationship we are putting up. So if there is any communication that maybe is not real, then we are talking about something that is bound to fail in the future.
Yeah.
So what we really need to do is that when you feel that whatever is taking course is not what you'd want, then the same communication will still help you. So this is to say that you have to air out your views, but in a way that you will not offend the other person. So I know there are so many people in marriage who are staying there, but for sure it is something that is still not working because things have not added up because their communication is not right, or they're not communicating well, or something like that. But at the end of the day, what I would say is that please try to air out your views, though in a positive way, because I know most of the time if something has offended you for a long time, you'd want to, you know, blast and put it out there so that everybody else can understand that this thing is not right. But what I would advise is that if it is not right, it is not right. If you are going to continue being with it, then it means there'll come a point where everything has crashed down, and now that is the time you're trying to air it out. It will be too late for you. So it's good that you can start from today to start airing out your views in terms of what you'd want to be or what you'd want your relationship to be like, you know. So don't just pretend that everything is okay simply because you want to please the other person, because as I've said, everything that is not right, if you continue with it, it will come a time when it will crash. So it is good and it is very advisable, and I would advise every other person out there that when things are not right, please try to communicate, and whoever you're communicating to, be positive towards your communication, because otherwise if you're going to communicate and you're communicating negatively to a point that has not been taken care of or been taken